Ah, that classic mid-1990s continuity. You can't whack it.
So, Ginger, who the hell are we? Well, we're the Wild Hearts. If you watched Top of the Pops tonight, you'll see we. If you didn't, you went.
Right, we've got the Wild Hearts on this episode. Very nice.
Hi, we're Eternal.
And Eternal are hosting this.
Hi, I'm Bernie.
Hi, I'm Esther. And welcome to Top of the Pops, Europe's biggest music show.
First, we're going to kick off with MC Simon.
Oh, yes! Wow!
That was
So Eternal are your hosts?
Don't you think they were really good, Sid?
Yeah, they were brilliant. We got some big acts on them tonight, like Let Loose,
Wild Hearts, Rednecks.
and also Sunlight from Green Day.
But next, live on stage, we have Juice. Kick it up.
So, Deuce with Call It Love. They're a new UK talent, apparently, and they're at number 19. I do kind of remember Deuce. I think there were like 2 girls and 2 guys, I think. Sort of like a proto-Steps, you could say. Well, not as cheesy, but I don't think this is anything that I was massively fond of. I mean, there again, it's got a kind of Euro-y sort of 1990s dance sort of backing to it, but no. If following the real McCoy, which was quite literally the real McCoy as far as I'm concerned, this is a kind of pale imitation, really. One thing about Juice, I keep wanting to call them Juice, as in the drink, but it's Juice. If my speech impediment will allow me to pronounce it properly. One thing I do know about them is one of the members, one of the female members obviously, was married after this, I think, for a number of years to Ant McPartlin out of Ant and Dec. You know, the one who you wouldn't want to get a lift with in a car. God, that joke's a bit 2018, isn't it? Whether it's her, the blonde, or the other one who we can't really see as well. I've got a feeling it might be the other one. But I honestly don't know and I don't really care. I mean, this is alright. If you put this on and just said, you know, here's what was in the chart in 95, I'd be like, well, yeah, it's alright. It's not as good as the real McCoy. The bar has been set way too high in this episode, although I'm looking forward to the Wild Hearts, because I'm hoping it's going to be a Wild Hearts single that I really love that comes on. I've got a feeling it should be. I don't know. Because the Wild Hearts did have quite a few hits, but we'll see as the episode progresses. I think James had a handful of hits. Not sure any of them made top 10. Maybe one maybe did. I've got a feeling this one didn't. They were sort of minorly successful in a small way for maybe a year or 2 years, so, you know, sort of 94, 95, 96, but they never really hit my radar. Louise and Kelly there from Eternal.
And now it's our high chart entry. They're still in Paris. They're still at the Eiffel Tower. They're still Simple Minds.
Oh, so we're getting a performance upon the Eiffel Tower from Simple Minds here. She's a River at number 9. I do remember this. I don't think I was overly impressed with it at the time. One of those I've heard so little between its release date and today, nearly 3 decades later. I'd probably need to listen to it properly, and we can have a look at the chart. They're just flashing it up on screen here. Let's see if there's anything interesting that's coming in. Vanessa Mays at 35 with Toccata and Food. However you pronounce it. Them Girls by Zig and Zag for the Big Breakfast are down at 33. Bob Sager and the Silver Bullet Band are in the chart. Oh yes, I think it is going to be Geordie in Wonderland later on. Yes. It's not a song about Jess from Jess and Peyton, it's a song about Newcastle United Football Club. And oh yeah, I love that song. So yeah, already I'm really happy that I chose this episode because I'm pretty certain. Independent love song, Scarlet. I liked that. That was a good song. Morrissey is a new entry at 23 with Boxers. Lightning Seeds are down at 22. New Order up at 21. Hope we see them. I don't know if we will. I've not watched this episode. I can't say that I've seen it back in the day. I may have done. Former Christmas number 1 there, E17 down at 18. Stay another day. Portishead, a non-mover at 15 with Glory Box. Oasis with Whatever, great song, down at 13. Don't remember that one from Let Loose. Bill Whelan is a 12 with Riverdance. And of course the amazing new entry at number 11, Runaway by the Real McCoy. And as for Simple Minds, I've kind of talked over all of this because the chart got me kind of excited. Note to self, stop saying at everything. This is alright. They were kind of like a sort of even uncooler U2 really, weren't they, for the most part, Simple Minds. Although I will fight anyone who says Glittering Prize, one of Simple Minds' earlier singles in the 1980s, isn't an absolute banger. Glittering Prize is just, yeah, one of the best singles of the 80s there. Did I say 90s earlier? I meant 80s, that was like 82 or maybe 83 that came out. But this one is... it's alright, this. If Geordie in Wonderland by the Wild Hearts, and I keep mentioning it because I'm just really excited to see that again after all these years. If that comes on, and I think it will, because I do vividly remember a Top of the Pops performance, so I probably did watch this episode actually, because I remember seeing that, unless it was a clip on a different show, back in the day. But I can't tell you it was number 1 at this point, end of January 95, no idea.
Yo, 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 we've got a great artist coming up next week. I love her, and I know you will. Her name's Annie Lennox, and we sure ain't going to miss it, are we,
We
Louise?
sure won't be. But now in the studio with their top 3 record and chart.
Oh, wow! Oh, who'd have thought the Real McCoy would not be the high point? It's Entrance with the absolutely amazing Set You Free. Love this. Entrance's debut single. This was probably a re-release, as I think the first once or twice they tried to release it, it didn't really do anything. But now it's a big hit. I think it peaked at number 2. Absolutely loved this. Massive hit when I was, 14 years old. Everyone at school liked it. I probably didn't admit to liking it when I was at school because this was kind of like the sort of thing the teeny boppers and the chavs, well, you didn't call them chavs back then, but they probably liked it. But secretly, I bloody loved this, and I'd definitely take this off the radio. Wasn't really collecting music much at this point. In fact, it wouldn't be till Christmas '95 that I would have my first CD player, and that's when I started ramping up my collecting. But always wish I'd had this single. I've heard some great remixes of this. It's got like elements of hardcore, elements of Euro dance again. It's just one of the best dance singles, not just of the 90s, but of all time. I think that's Kelly Lorena on vocals there. She was a regular collaborator with Entrance. Yeah, amazing. I am really digging this episode. Yeah, there's been a couple of things on here. Juice was kind of above average, Simple Minds above average, but Real McCoy, Entrance, Chef's Kiss. Absolute banger, this. Entrance would kind of release more novelty stuff as time went on. They released a cover of Stayin' Alive by the Bee Gees. Do you think I'm sexy by Rod Stewart? I believe I had that single. That's kind of novelty, but it was fun. I think they even released a cover of Paradise City by Guns N' Roses, which I don't remember. I can't remember what that's like. Whether it's any good, probably not. Wow, love the thunderclaps that we sample in that one as well. Brilliant,
Okay, we
fantastic,
feel we had a
love
great
that.
1994.
But someone else also had a great 94. Yes, you've guessed it.
Let loose where 1-1 stands.
Okay, so a change of pace here with Let Loose. Now, Let Loose, their big single, I think, was from 1994, so the previous year. Crazy for You, that I think that spent something ridiculous, like 6 weeks or something at number 2, because it was stuck behind, I think it would have been Wet, 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 Love Is All Around. I think. I could be wrong there, but it seems to stay at number 2 for ages. And I remember I always heard it on the Queen Vic jukebox in episodes of EastEnders around 94, 95. So yeah, they were never really going to top that. Very catchy song, like it as this kind of, you know, pop rock sort of deal. This one is not really memorable. I don't remember this particularly at all. It's alright, but it's no Crazy for You, is it? Let's be honest. Couldn't tell you if this gets any higher. It may have scraped the top 10. Like I said, it's sort of very chart-friendly pop rock. You know, they're almost kind of like boy band territory, you know, sort of well-dressed, handsome chaps, but they are playing their own instruments. Or at least that's the impression they're giving. I mean, this is alright. There hasn't been anything on this episode that I've absolutely hated. But I think this was a fairly strong year for my kind of music anyway. Your mileage may vary, obviously, but a lot of Britpop going on in '95, obviously. In fact, I'm surprised that we've not heard any Britpop yet on this episode of Top of the Pops. I doubt we'll be hearing Oasis as they were going down. Top of the Pops didn't tend to play tracks that were going down the charts. But we will be hearing the Wild Hearts, who are more in the hard rock, pub rock kind of vein. Yes, I'm hyping up this Wild Hearts appearance because, I don't know, it's going to take a lot to beat Entrance, really, because that is just one of my favourite singles of all time, Set You Free. But I do love Geordie in Wonderland as well. I don't know why. It's not my normal sort of music, but there's something about it is... I'm not a Newcastle United fan either, so it's not like it's sort of appealing to the football fan in me. I just think it's a really great song.
We have Green Day.
We heard a lot about them. They've got great stage presence.
We also hear about their guitarist. Watch them.
Check it out.
Well, yeah, we know this one, Basket Case by Green Day. A satellite performance. That was still big news in the 1990s, to perform via satellite from San Francisco. And yeah, this is Green Day's breakout hit. Now, Green Day, they're a funny one for me, these, because... this is like their breakout hit where, certainly in the UK and Europe, I think, maybe they kind of made it big before this in America. But I don't know, this for me was kind of like one of the few Green Day tracks that I actually really like. It's proper punk, this, before they got a little bit sort of full of themselves. I know there's going to be a lot of Green Day fans out there, some maybe even watching this, and you know, they can't do anything wrong really in a lot of people's eyes, but I don't know, when they stopped being like a proper little punk band and started kind of being all social conscience and collaborating with U2 and I don't know, American Idiot, everyone loves American Idiot, don't they, and I just wasn't keen. For me, the magic and ending. I suppose I quite like Wake Me Up When September Ends. Well, that's a bit more of a ballad, isn't it? So, you know, I don't hate them. I don't think they're crap. I certainly don't hate this. I like this. I think this is a great track, Basket Case. Always like this, right from when it first came out. I don't know, I just kind of preferred this era of Green Day, I think. Where they were still kind of punky. Yeah. Yeah, another great track. I've been very impressed with this episode so far. I hope you have been as well. What's coming along next month? Well, I've got 2 episodes lined up for February. Things do change, as I do always let people know. So whether I have to change anything. But I'm excited for next month's episodes. I won't tell you what years they're from. I won't tell you what decades they're from either. But just from the years of the episodes I've chosen at the time of me recording this, I'm excited to be able to react to those for you next month. So keep an eye out for the next couple of episodes on the Top of the Pops reaction series in February. And then I've got to pick what I'm doing in March. Live performance there from Green Day.
Girls, are we enjoying ourselves?
I certainly am.
But I hear that Top of the Pops are planning to change a few things next week, whatever that may be.
Oh yes,
In the Notes presenting next week.
we get it.
But now, from Tyneside, the Wild Hearts.
It is Geordie in Wonderland. It is the Wild Hearts, and they're at number 31. And yes, they are from Newcastle, as if you didn't know. Love this song. I don't know why. It's very folky, and I'm not a folk guy at all, really.
Well, why do I feel so confused? Some of the best of me plans have been
Somebody the Newcastle United top there. I mean, this is double A side. What was the other track on this single? Sick of Drugs, which I don't think I've ever heard, or if I have heard, I wouldn't recognise it. But this is a top song. This. I'm not sure how high this got. I don't think it was top 10, possibly top 20. I would have thought it was at least top 30. And this is a live performance. He censored himself there, whereas he didn't say shit, he said sh sh sh. Well done, Ginger. The stage there, bedecked in a big Newcastle United flag, the Toon Army. Of course, Newcastle were one of the biggest clubs in the country at this point. Kevin Keegan would have still been manager. I mean, it might have been this year, or around this point. They were very unlucky not to win the Premier League. Yes, it's sports, Jacks, you lucky people. But even though they didn't win anything, any trophies as such, at this point, I bet Newcastle fans now look back on this period 25-30 years ago with rose-tinted spectacles. These were the halcyon days. Just that chorus. Love it. Love it. Yeah, another highlight for me, this. I think Entrance, I'm always going to love that sort of above everything, but that, Wild Hearts, Real McCoy, I don't really care what comes now.
Top 5 for Nikki French, and here she is with her new song, Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Oh, okay, right. Nikki French, Total Eclipse of the Heart. 250,000 copies sold. So we know Bonnie Tyler did the original, I think. She didn't cover it from someone. Was this originally a Jim Steinman pen thing? I think it might have been. Nikki French, I don't really know what I can say about her because I don't really remember her very well. I know the name. I get the feeling she may have represented the UK in Eurovision at some point. Not with this, because you're not allowed to submit a cover version, I think, in Eurovision. But maybe before or even after this. And this would have been her biggest hit. I mean, this doesn't really deviate an awful lot from the Bonnie Tyler original, does it? There's no sort of dance mix to this. I mean, there may have been on the single, we don't know. But this actual, radio version, kind of just sounds sort of middle of the road pop rock, like what Bonnie Tyler's did. And obviously, she's not got the gravelly voice like Bonnie Tyler has, but she's got a good voice. Oh, here we go. Now we get into the more sort of 1990s dance now. They kept us waiting. I'll take back what I said. It's weird that it's like sort of two different versions of it melded together now. They should have just kept it as like the normal kind of rocky ballad, or started it out as the dancey version. They said it's like a sort of splice, and I don't know if that really works for me. I think she might be singing live here, actually. I mean, she's got a little bit of the Bonnie Tyler gravel going on as Nikki, but this is going to be one of those that you're going to put it on and people are going to be like, well, why don't you just put the original on? Because very similar vocals, very similar arrangement, obviously. I mean, you can't really deviate from it, can you? But, it was a big hit, obviously. I mean, 250,000 copies sold. I'm assuming that's worldwide, but even so. If this gets much higher, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it doesn't get to number 1, this. So maybe number 5 was its peak. I've got nothing against this. A 1980s song brought into the 90s, not updated massively brilliantly, but it's a good song generally. Not massively to my taste, but I can sit here and listen to it and not be completely offended. Just this sort of chopping and changing from it being a pop song or a rock ballad to a more sort of cheesy handbags round in the nightclub kind of thing is that's sort of the main bugbear for me.
Hey, that was Nikki French, and wasn't she good? But now, Lucky, join us while we go down our top 10
I mean, it's a chart.
At number 10, we have Boyzone with Love Me For a Reason.
And at number 9 is Simple Minds, She's a River.
At number 8, He's the Man. It's R. Kelly with Bump and Grind.
At 7 is Green Day with Basket Case, Go Guys.
Oh, I love that. Tell me when. Brilliant.
Number 5 is Nikki French, Total Eclipse of the Heart.
And at number 4, here comes the hot stepper with Inika Mosey.
And at 3, Entrance, Set You Free.
Celine Dion, Wicked Voice, Wicked Style at number 2. Think twice.
Who's at number 1?
Now, all the way from Sweden.
Oh, yeah, of course. I remember being mentioned earlier. Yeah, it's Rednecks.
Rednecks are top of the pop.
Alright. Yeah. Well, what can I say? I've got nothing against this. I probably should have. It's ridiculous. Just this sort of techno, Euro, country, fiddly-diddly line dance. Oh, what's that genre I'm trying to think of? It's like a subgenre of country that's even more kind of hillbilly than. I'll think of it once I've taken these headphones off. But anyway, Swedish act, Rednecks. All the good Euro pop acts were either German, Austrian, sometimes Swiss or Scandinavian from my experience. A few good Italians, but for me, the Italians did better at the first the Italo disco of the 1980s. And then the high energy of the late 80s and getting onto the kind of house, sort of Euro house of Black Box and that sort of thing of the late 80s, early 90s. But for actual Euro pop, it was Scandinavia and, the German-speaking territories, really, I think, that kind of nailed it for me in the 1990s. So yeah, this was Rednecks, only number 1 in this country. I think their follow-up, Old Poppin' and Oak, which kind of sounds just like this, but it's still a lot of fun. That, I think, got top 20. I don't think it was top 10. Yeah, novelty song of the time. But It's fun. Very energetic stage performance. You know, they're going gung-ho with the costumes, the sort of hillbilly aesthetic there. Yeah. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Top of the Pops. I have. This has been one of the best, for me, one of the most fun episodes of Top of the Pops. I'm not saying every single song's been great, because it hasn't, but I really enjoyed that.
Kylie Minogue presented for us.
And an exclusive from Annie Lennox. Don't forget to watch Top of the Pops 2 on Saturday.
But until then, we'll say good night with the Osmonds.
Okay, so this is a weird way to end. We're finishing off, for some reason, with the Osmonds and Crazy Horses. Was this re-released around this point? I think it's probably just like a promo for Top of the Pops 2, actually looking at it. Which is still weird. Anyway, I'm going to go, because the credits are on. Thank you all for joining me. Do join me next time for my next Top of the Pops reaction. Crazy Horses, etc. See ya!